Thomas, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. Hey, just wondered as you get back to full health, which when we spoke to you a couple months ago, you said you were there. How is that translating as you get into 5-on-5s, and just how are you feeling about your role in that sense as you go into the season?
I feel great. I feel fantastic. My health is really the number one priority, and I feel 200% healthy. Just from throughout the summer, having time to really work out, really, get used to my body and everything, and gain camaraderie with my teammates out there on the court throughout the summer. It feels great.
Thomas, the starting center position at this point, as far as we know, has been kind of up in the air. How do you view that? Is that important to you? And I guess looking at you and Damian, how do you think you guys complement one another?
Well, I think we both complement one another really, really well. He's a very athletic big man that can really attack the rim, protect the rim as well. And I feel like myself as a great inside scorer, but also the three-point shooting that I can bring to the table as well really helps. And I'm sorry, what was your other question too?
Do you care about starting?
For me, of course, like whenever you play in this game of basketball, you always want to, play with the best of the best all the time and everything. But, for me, throughout this team, it's not about starting. It's about what does this team need me to do, what can I bring to the table, and how can I help myself and this team, to perform the best way possible, and that's winning. That's all we care about is winning. So it doesn't matter if I'm starting, coming off the bench, we want to win.
Thomas, good to see you, man. Darvin has this reputation for working with big men and having, coaching them to good seasons. Obviously, he has more of a team focus now, but what has the communication been like with him this offseason, and what's sort of your sense of what he wants to see out of you and how he communicates with you?
It's been very good, very good. Very good transparency throughout me and him. And for him, he wants to see a lot of me just running the court, making shots as well. And for me personally, I'm going to be we're going to be a tremendous rebounder for this team. And obviously it all starts on the defensive end as well. So for me, the defense, the rebounding, and, getting out and making those three-point shots whenever need be is my key.
Thomas, good to see you. You've mentioned your outside shooting a couple times in your first several answers, and the kind of the look, perception of the Lakers offseason. They addressed a lot of things to get better, but perhaps the three-point shooting they didn't fully address after how they struggled as a team last year. How do you view this group of shooters, with yourself included?
I see a lot of great guys as shooters right here on this team. A lot of guys have worked nonstop, constantly on their shots in the offseason. I know I have for sure. So just being paired with those guys, playing with those guys, working out at the end of workouts with those guys, getting shots up more, you see it all comes into play. Of course, we're not all going to be perfect all the time, but you can see the rise of how great our shooting will be.
Thomas, along those lines, you had a couple seasons where you shot 40+% from three, and Darvin's talked about 4 out, 1 in, and having a big as a shooter. We saw Brook Lopez have a lot of success in Milwaukee. How confident are you that you can kind of replicate that role of being a corner shooter above the break wherever he places you, and hit those shots at a high level?
I feel very confident in that. Just exactly what you said about the corner three-point shooting above the break area. Those are key places that I've been actually really down in on shooting and making sure that I'm a knockdown shooter in those specific places as well. So I feel like I'm going to be a really good addition to what he's already done before, and also just helping myself to learn even more from him because he's a championship coach, played on great teams, coached great players as well. So I want to be a part of that as well.
Hey, Thomas, the Lakers gave you your start, and then they also let you go. Was it a surprise that they called? Was this a difficult journey, an interesting journey? What were your feelings, your emotions on that reunion?
It was actually funny. It was kind of like a deja vu moment when they asked me to come back. But when they let me go the first time, it was another time for me to grow, learn as a player, and it's the way of the NBA. Sometimes you might leave a team and you never know, you might come back. Luckily, this one happened to where I came back, and I'm loving it. I'm relishing every moment of it. To be able to be back in this facility, put on this Lakers uniform, it's a blessing.